It was good. Spin the leak here. Time for a movie review. This time around, it's going to be a classic slasher film from 1988, Manic Cop. Which, a little disappointed by. Not gonna lie. I expect more from the classics, but I mean, that's just me. Manic Cop takes place in New York when a series of grisly murders happen, and the reports say, eyewitnesses say, that the murderer is someone in a police uniform. This leads to an investigation inside of the police precinct and just general unrest. Okay, big shock there. I hate to say it, this is one of the movies where I realized that Bruce Campbell is only good in specific roles. He really didn't fill the shoes in this one. Tom Atkins really saved it and died halfway through the movie. This really just felt like one big, messy cop film with a super-powered villain. In all honesty, the camera work there wasn't much to say. It's an 80s film. There's not much going there. As far as the gore and the violence and the kills, most of that took place off screen, so I was a little disappointed. But I mean, the general stunts that they did, the bulk of the movie was stunt work. So I mean, that really saved it. There was some pretty impressive stuff. You know, whenever I was growing up watching 80s and 90s and 70s films, I didn't pay a lot of attention to that, but now that I've grown and I've witnessed more, cinematic constructs and all that, I realize how much dedication really goes into it. It's something that I had to learn over the years, so kudos to everyone who performed on the stunt team in this one. That y'all really saved the film. No two ways about it. With the exception of, Tom Atkins. Tom Atkins, you could put him on an episode of the Teletubbies, and the motherfucker would nail whatever role you gave him, because it's just fucking Tom Atkins. Dude is a badass. Probably the biggest frustrating thing in this movie is the shoddy police work. The main character played by Bruce Campbell, well, one of the main characters played by Bruce Campbell, he doesn't play multiple, he just plays the one, but he is a factor of the main cast. There's that. Nailed it. Jumbled around somewhere, but fuck it. He gets framed for the murders. His wife catches him having an affair, suspecting he's the murder cop, tailing him, blah blah blah. She gets killed, dumped in the same motel room she saw him staying in. He gets picked up because he has no alibi, because he's protecting the person that he's having an affair with. They work at the same precinct. She's in a different squad, or different group, whatever the fuck you call it. The word is escaping me. I know what it is, but I'm kerfuzzled, kerfuck it. He becomes the main suspect in the investigation. The main reason being he doesn't have an alibi. Him and his wife weren't getting along. They were having therapy sessions, seeing a marriage counselor. Whenever the girl comes up as the alibi, they just try to arrest her too. It really doesn't die down. And whenever they finally do realize that Matt Cordell, the baddie, is alive and well and killing people, it's really just kind of jumbled together how they come to that conclusion. There's this big fight in some sort of downtown office. The commissioner's murdered, one of the chief lieutenants is murdered, a bunch of random police officers are murdered, a bunch of cops swarm the building, then the rest, look and go, hey, there's the murderer over there, it's Bruce Campbell, let's just go ahead and arrest him and blame it on him. His girlfriend hops in his squad car going after the paddy wagon, which I really think the name should be changed, that's highly offensive. And it's pretty stupid how it happens. She comes down off a fire escape, just hops in the passenger seat of the squad car, tells the guy to drive, and then pulls a shotgun out of the back. It's just one big mess. It is one big sloppy 80s nightmare. But it's fun. It's still a classic. It's still a half decent slasher film, so it's got some things going for it. Not everything, but some things. I think this might be one of my faster reviews because I really didn't feel the need to dig too deeply into it. This wasn't one that genuinely entertained me. I'm giving it 2.5 potatoes. But I will highly recommend it to anyone who is interested. It's available on Shudder right now. If you're a fan of classic cop movies, 70s, 80s era, I definitely recommend checking it out. If you enjoy, a nice campy slasher, this one's probably for you. It just didn't hold my interest as much as I expected it to. So I kind of built myself up and let myself down. But it's still a good movie overall, just didn't pan out for me. I'm probably going to watch, part 2 and part 3 whenever I get around to it, but in the meantime, I'm going to watch Chopping Mall. So have you seen this film? What are your thoughts on it? Post in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, keep on keeping on, and have a good one, whatever that one is. Morning, noon, night, whatever.